Hello, everyone. School Us Intuitive. Happy birthday, fellow Libras. Thanks so much for being here. We are here now with your monthly career, money, and purpose reading. So we'll use a variety of tarot and oracle cards, as well as channeled messages I receive, to give us a clearer picture of what's going on. We'll look at what sort of opportunities are coming your way, what you could focus on, how could you attract abundance. Are there anything like worth risking or letting go, surrendering to? If there are any blocks in the way, as well as potential outcomes. And we'll get some messages for entrepreneurs as well. We're just going to get all kinds of messages. Here we go, Libra. First card out, Illuminate. Illuminate. This card's been showing up a lot lately. Okay. People are drawn to your radiant energy and who you are. The spotlight is shining your way as you reach the top, Libra. It is time for your glow up. What else do we have for Libras? Just want to take a minute to thank all my subscribers and channel members. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate you so much. And we have this card, Commitment. So you could get engaged. You could fully dedicate yourself to something that will be long lasting. Think 10 of Pentacles sort of energy, right? The long term. And I just, clairaudiently, I'm hearing, take it or leave it. Maybe you're giving someone an ultimatum. Whoa, all right. Oh my goodness. Manifestation. There it is. A lot of cards kind of flying all out of hand here. Manifestation. So this is about manifesting rapidly. So your dreams and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. Very magician-like sort of energy. All right. And let's get another one for Libra. All about your abundance. Oh, all right. All the decks I use are down below. Faith. So have faith in the universe. Let it impress you with its magic. Enjoy the beautiful journey. I just said magician, and then here comes a card out on it talking about magic, the universe's magic, and your own magic. All right. Now let's get started with the Out of Hand Tarot deck by Jamie Sawyer. Oh my goodness. First card that fell out. High Priestess. Yeah. The High Priestess, they see all stages of things, right? They're focused on the current stage they're in, but they can see all phases of the moon, for example, right? So they look at everything as a development that is still in the works. All right. That's it. Anyway, that's what I'm getting intuitively right now. Okay. Because the High Priestess generally does have the phases of the moon on their crown. Actually, here they have it as a sort of a little scarf pin, right? And so I think that for some of you too, this is like getting intuitive downloads of how to move forward with regard to, what you want to create, what you want to really commit to, because you have commitment next. Of course, what it is that you're trying to manifest. The High Priestess comes right after the Magician. But the High Priestess is trusting yourself and realizing, we don't necessarily always know what's coming next for sure. But the High Priestess, like, they have faith in themselves. So you're being encouraged. There's that word again, faith, right? You're being encouraged to have faith in your abilities, really. Let's see what else we have. Clarifying commitment. Then we'll get into some more focused questions. So with Illuminate, you have the High Priestess. That is excellent because that is all about your own radiance and your own sort of, it's funny because, I am getting that word. They're pointing me to that word spotlight. So maybe you are going to be in the spotlight in some way, but I feel as though you're going to have some light shed on a particular area of your life. And because this is the career, money, purpose reading for the month, I do think that it could be with regard to any of those areas, money, career, life purpose. For a lot of us, they're all wrapped up into one, right? So there is some sort of almost like truth coming out. That's what it feels like. I think some of you might be getting, real revelations And maybe it's connected to 3i Atlas energy. Who knows? Because we don't 100% know exactly what that is, right? So it's bringing with it all kinds of new energy. All right. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. Okay. King of Swords. My point being, Libra, is that none of us have ever experienced the energy like it is right now. Or we could say that about really any day. I just feel like things really have been intensifying from an energetics perspective, and maybe you're feeling that too. And I feel there's a way we can kind of harness that, really take advantage of that. And the King of Swords is really, it is about commitment, right? It's about that discipline. It's about having that authority over one's life. And, they're not afraid to cut out what needs to go, making room for what they want to bring in, what they really want to commit to. And again, the rest is going to go, right? They're sweeping it out like you'd sweep out hair out of a salon, right? Just out you go. All right, what else do we have? We'll look into, again, like I said, any sort of blocks, anything we want to release. Manifestations clarified by the King of Cups. Some of you need to have a long, honest talk with yourself, all right? From the heart or with someone else. And just how you're going to move forward. And it's kind of this interesting energy of this balance between heart and mind and soul. I mean, you have it all on the table right here. You have the mind of the King of Swords, the heart of the King of Cups, the spirit of the High Priestess, right? So how are we going to get everyone to work together, basically? Oh my goodness, these cards flew right out. Wow. And if you're curious, it's the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. All right, that's what flew out, but they're not. They weren't on the table, so, and it kind of felt like they just fell. So I'm not gonna, if they come out again, great. Then they're meant to be here. All right, we have the Six of Wands. Now that is meant to be here. The Six of Wands is achievement. You can see they're accepting a plaque, an award of some kind. So get ready to receive some awards. Yeah, this is some sort of victory. It could also be a public recognition of some kind. All right, so now we're gonna look at some of these particular questions. So, like, what sort of opportunities are coming your way? All right, let's see, what kind of opportunities are coming your way with regard to finances, luck, any of that. Finances and luck. You have the Hierophant. This is new learning or sharing your wisdom with others. So you could have an opportunity to do either. This can also be tradition. It can be commitment, right? You could be working with some sort of organization, or you could just, like, as I said, be getting more organized, making something a little more official. So that is one potential opportunity that's coming your way. And with the High Priestess and Illuminate here, it's like, I feel like you're going to be given the opportunity to share your wisdom in some kind of way, and that could feel good. So this won't pertain to every single one of you, right? But this is it's out there. You could also be getting some sort of answer to something that has been quite mysterious. There's that Knight of Pentacles. Oh, that wasn't what fell out, actually. The Knight of Pentacles is not what fell out. Okay, so, whoops, sorry. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, you can see they're doing the work. They're in kind of workout mode, right? This is like, you're not going to necessarily see results overnight, but that's what's underneath that commitment. And the King of Swords, the King of Discipline. So commitment and discipline, you have opportunities. Now, a few more cards came out here, and I'm just going to put them back on the deck. I'm having a hard time shuffling this deck today. It's I won't get into it, but anyway, yeah, it's so just cards are kind of coming out in clumps, and I'm knowing which ones to take that are. They come out one, then great. But if like 5 are coming out, I'm not taking all those. So what else do you have? You also have the Two of Wands. You may need to, the King of Cups can be that kind of wise counselor, or a counselor in some way, some sort of someone who's really a good listener, who is really in charge of their emotions and things. But I feel like in order to manifest something, you may have an opportunity to possibly go on some sort of adventure. You might have an opportunity to take that one next step, coming up with some kind of a plan, but maybe you're working together to come up with a plan. That's the opportunity, is possibly coming in the form of support. Other opportunities for the Libra collective, please. The Hanged One. So you have an opportunity for pause. There's always that caution with this card too of remaining flexible, adaptable. You might have, again, I'm getting a lot of new wisdom coming to you because you have the Hierophant, the High Priestess, the Hanged Man, the Hanged One. Those, to me, they do, and even the King of Cups. I mean, these are all cards where you are really kind of getting new information. And with the Six of Wands, I feel like the Six of Rewards, really, I feel like that could be this gift, like the gift of being gifted new information, new wisdom, or for some of you, an opportunity to teach, to share. Let's see here. What could be potentially blocking, though? Is there anything blocking from pursuing what you desire? What's blocking? Anything blocking? We have blocked throat chakra. Unblock the fifth chakra. So the chakra could be blocked and affecting your communication and self-expression. Some of you may be having new tools in some way come in too. So this is about healing your throat chakra to help you communicate and self-express. So you could use crystals, you could journal, cultivate some sort of capacity to listen to yourself. Yeah, maybe again, first, it's like I really feel that you're finding a very helpful resource in some way. Maybe that is a new tool, but maybe it's also a person to work with, someone who can even just help guide you in some way. It could be an online resource too. And then we have beginner syndrome. So it's okay to be a newbie. And yes, like I said, that's where I feel like you will be getting new wisdom or an opportunity to learn with someone or from someone. Okay. The way to get out of our own way with this is remind yourself that it's okay to be new. Because if we're dreading the beginner phase, how are you ever going to get to the higher level? How will you ever learn, right? So it's okay. Remember, everybody's a beginner at some point. That Two of Wands is kind of that newbie card, right? It's like you're new at this. It's like just focus on that one next step. Okay, so the only way to grow is to let yourself make mistakes. So that could be where this Hanged One, that needs to shift, right? That's the perspective maybe that needs to shift, that you get okay being that new one, that newbie at something. Or trying something a new way, something you're already familiar with, but trying it a new way. What else should we surrender to? So the path will become more clear. Surrender to divine timing. So sometimes divine timing could differ from your ego's timing, right? We want things now. But if the goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient, right? Hanged One, be patient and trust universal flow, trusting the universe and trusting the wisdom of divine timing. One more of these, please. Surrender to low self-esteem. So this is about deserving love, success, and abundance, and setting an intention to identify and release any kind of remnants of low self-esteem. I think I want to tie this specifically connecting it to that blocked throat chakra. Maybe in the past you've expressed yourself and it wasn't received well, or there's some sort of hang up with expressing yourself. So it's like, get out of your head, get out of your way, and take that next step. What else do we have? Let's see. What else? Any sort of hidden talents or strengths? Let's get some enchanted path cards for that. Any sort of hidden talents or strengths that you would like the Libra collective to know about, please? Positive thoughts. So your thoughts shape your reality. Keep them positive. So the power of thought, that is a skill, right? That is a strength that you can leverage professionally, keeping those thoughts positive, giving off that vibe of positivity, right? What else? Clarity. So gaining a clearer understanding of what you truly want. So clarity of thought, positivity of thought, and wisdom. Oh yeah, you definitely, this is all about, I feel a lot of wisdom in this reading. So this is about seeking wisdom and learning from every situation. So having that, not just a beginner's mindset, but that lifelong learner mindset. You'll always be learning. I feel like a lot of Libras, we know we've mastered that. We're learners. We're like professional students sometimes. All right, what else for Libra? So let's see what else. Let's look at like a sort of work environment maybe that could help. Let me get a different deck here. Work environment. I really like to try to go deep into these readings for you, get you some good information. So what kind of work environment might best support the growth? Or, how can you find more fulfillment in your jobs, in your work, or your purpose even? How can we find more fulfillment, or what sort of environment? Unlocking. So what has locked can now be opened. Oh, so maybe you want to try areas that maybe you thought, knock on some doors that maybe you've already knocked on. So this is about opening floodgates of abundance without limitations. So if there have been blocks there, they're there to tell you that you're going in the wrong direction, according to this card. So a work environment that best supports your growth would be one where you feel like there's room to grow, right? What else do we have? Planner. So more advice is taking financial inventory and seeing what needs changing. So this is something about you could have more enjoyment in your work environment, or more fulfillment if you had more of a plan, possibly if you did get some more organization in place. It might make some things just easier to deal with. So making a plan and making sure each day counts. If you leave each day feeling as though you've accomplished at least that one thing on your checklist, you'll at least have that, right? You'll have some sense of accomplishment each and every day. What else do we have? The rebel. So limiting beliefs could be limiting your abundance. So this is someone who, yeah, okay. So teaching others in some way, maybe if you're in more of a role where you're an entrepreneur or you're the teacher, if you're some sort of trailblazer, then, and feeling as though there's more value in your work than just the day to day, maybe that you're helping shape the future of whatever it is you're doing, or that you're helping impart knowledge on others, then that could give you more of a sense of like purpose, and make life in your job, wherever you are, that environment, feel more fulfilling. And then we have business here, and this is expecting to have an amazing business, or sorry, boost. Okay, so yeah, this is, again, it's feeling as though options aren't limited. It's feeling as though even if you're in a certain role, there's room to grow. We're air signs, right? Whether it's your sun, moon, rising, you have that in your chart, and that's why you're on this channel. And it seems like, a lot of us, we don't want to be put into a little box. Most people don't like that. Some people feel comfortable knowing their role, their small area, and that's all they're responsible for. But air, fire, we like to move, we like to breathe, we like to grow and be free, So having some sort of freedom, or being in charge of something, or feeling more in charge, could definitely help you have more fulfillment and enjoyment. All right. And just, again, feeling like something is it's connected to a greater good, not just day to day of wherever you are, right? It feels like, needing to feel like what you're doing really matters, that it's really important, right? All right, let's see what else we have. Get some money and job cards here. Just overall, what do we have? Overall, some things coming in. Again, let's go back to this could be hidden strengths or talents or opportunities or any sort of career path. Give us a few more clues here. Deadlines. So some of you actually might work best with a deadline. Or you could be facing some sort of deadline coming in. And then there's multitasking, getting better at multitasking, or just, again, kind of having a plan for how you're going to tackle different aspects, different areas of what it is you're trying to achieve. I feel like that's, what else? One other thing to expect. Oh, a debt paid. Good. That's good. Getting a debt paid. Can expect that. What else can we expect? There's cryptocurrency here. So no, I don't really feel much off that. And then there's responsibilities here. Maybe you're going to be getting more responsibilities and micromanaging in some way. I was actually hearing the question, though, what can we let go of? So maybe some of you are trying to leave something that's where you felt micromanaged in some way, potentially. Let's get some cards for entrepreneurs. We will go back to tarot too, but I want to get a little advice for entrepreneurs because I know there are a lot of you here, people who want to do things for themselves, right? Let's get a little bit of just practical tips for entrepreneurs. This can really pertain to any. It doesn't just have to be entrepreneurs, okay? So there are still valuable messages here. So we have 1, and I usually get 2. 1 and 2. A/B testing and tagline. So A/B testing is making better decisions by performing tests. You know, if you're a YouTuber, YouTube has A/B testing. You can swap out, titles or thumbnails and test them and see which ones perform better and then choose the best ones. So it's something like that. So the questions to ask yourself are, which decisions are you facing that can be A/B tested? And which decisions have you made that have better alternatives? And how can you test and measure results with different audiences? So here's the rest of the card. So it's making better decisions. Because the thing is sometimes we assume that something performs better or sells better without actually doing the simple comparison testing. And so basically that's what A/B testing can show you. It can actually measure which storefront attracts more customers, what color website or what type of font gets more visitors on the website, or if it's like I said, like on YouTube, which title performs better, this one or that one, A or B, same thing with thumbnails. So that's what it is. We don't need to overcomplicate these messages, right? So that's A/B testing in a nutshell. And you can always do a quick search and see what that is. But that's a recommendation here. And then we have card 26, tagline. So your tagline supplements your business's name. So between the two of them, people should know the industry you're in and value that you provide. For example, the KFC website, or KFC it's finger licking good, right? So that's on that card. And you can tell by it, like kind of what it is. And okay, it's something delicious to eat, So is your tagline, do you have one, first of all? And is it consistent with your brand's voice? Is there a shorter tagline you can use? So what's the ultimate value your company provides, compressed into a single sentence? If you have a podcast, like what's like 5 words that this should describe it that make people want to go there? All right, that's that. Let's go back to tarot. I do have some more questions that I'd like to answer for the Libra Collective. So what else do we have? Let's see. Are there any limiting beliefs? Excuse me. Are there any limiting beliefs? Now we have, we already did our surrender ones, but I'm looking at more like, are there other limiting beliefs? The Moon and the 5 of Wands, okay? So The moon and the Five of Wands, the limiting beliefs here, the moon can be fear, anxiety, not seeing things clearly. The Five of Wands is like, it's always going to be a struggle, always seeing obstacles, power struggles, okay, rivalries. You might be psyching yourself out and not doing something because you feel like there's too much competition, right? That can be the moon and the Five of Wands paired together in response to the question I asked. Anything else? Are there any risks worth taking? That's what I'd like to know. Are there risks worth taking? What should we consider? What should we take? Should we take a risk? Tell us about that. Page of Swords. Yes, learn more and use your voice. Learn more and use your voice. If you need to, use a script. If you're starting a podcast, right? Like, write it out. Do what you need to do to support yourself, okay? Through it. Making your job a little easier. All right. Admit what you don't know. That's also coming in right now, clairaudiently. So let's see what else. Let me see what else you have coming in. So trying to think of the question here. So what patterns do you need to break? So, or are there external influences? So is there a pattern or external influence that needs to be addressed? Let's see. What does tarot have for us? The World card here. You could be trying to address too much at once, and you need to kind of narrow things down. Okay, that could be something here. Also, just not feeling really a sense of accomplishment, because again, I'm being brought back to like needing to have some sort of plan, and maybe even checklists or tasks that you can complete that makes you feel like you've done something for the week. Have a goal a week, right? Make it manageable. Because when it's too broad, sometimes you can feel like you just don't get anything done because you don't have any objectives under your main goal, right? So you want to break it down into actionable steps, right? Have you ever heard of SMART plans? Make something smart, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely, right? So look up SMART goals. All right. What else do we have here? Now, I'm not a financial planner or business expert, nothing like that. I'm a tarot reader, okay? So let's be clear about what my role is here, right? I'm reading the cards, reading the energy. I'm getting clairaudient messages intuitively, psychically. So you can take it or leave it, right? All right. The Tower. Now, I was going to tell you, I should have told you at the start of the reading. This is something that is coming into all the readings lately. It could be something global. I know I don't talk politics much here on this channel, so I'm not going to right now. But the point is that there could be some sort of chaos that comes in or sudden change. All right. This can also be needing to really let go of faulty foundations, of, ideas that are built on very weak, unstable foundations. So we may need to build something better, build it stronger. How can we reinforce something? How can we make it better? Do we need to start completely over, which often the Tower is? It's a complete redo. Something worth saving. Let's see. Something is worth saving, okay? For some of you, okay? But this is like not giving up on that idea of that self-sufficiency, of being able to have the financial gain and the luxury that you desire. But there needs to be an emphasis on focus and training. Learn what you need to learn. Back to that Page of Swords. If you don't know something, find out. Communicate it, right? There are so many free resources out there now. You can really learn anything, almost for free usually. Not always, but a lot of the times. Let's see what the energy is around work in general. Overall energy, one card. Four of Wands. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Ooh, that's celebratory energy. This is an energy of happiness. It's the 1111 card. We're going to use the 1111 Oracle. It's funny, the 1111 card came out and I took out my 1111 Oracle for this reading But this is also commitment. So it's like, yeah, there'll be some happiness, but there needs to be some sort of commitment. There needs to be this sort of letting go of it has to be this exact way, right? Something doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful, right? What's perfect anyway? So it can be, there are a variety of ways to do things, right? I'm getting that as well coming in with this card. And I'm hearing that, like, right now, I'm hearing clear, like, well, who says, like, if you're feeling as though you can't do something, who says who? Where is that coming from? And really examine your beliefs regarding what success really is, how structures need to be set up. There are a lot of ways to set things up, right? There's not just one way that's going to fit everybody. And if you're feeling as though you want to build your own thing, this is great after a tower. The Four of Wands is a great, um, it's not as big as a tower, right? But you're starting small. You're starting out. This is some sort of a small, like a celebration for small gains. But overall, it's like a graduation. You're going to that next level, some of you. Okay, let's get an Abiola Abrams African Goddess Rising card. These cards give a lot of good insight, if I feel, and I like to look at the book for what it says. So for African Goddess Rising, what do we have? There's a way too that you can really infuse your own vibe or personality or energy on something. There's a unique way of doing something that you do. You put your spin on it, right? Like every vocalist has somewhat unique voice, right? It's kind of something like that. You have your own unique way of doing it. Oya, Storms, card 13. Look at the beautiful colors here. So Oya is actually the goddess of storms, connecting to the element of water. She's Nigerian. And she has her sword of truth. Now, interesting, because this is a Libra reading, right? And Libra's the sword of truth. And she's the Yoruba goddess of storms, wind, and lightning. So think tower, right? This is about storms bringing shifts, rapid and uncontrollable change, and chaos, just like a tower would. Now, it's like we can expect it. So the winds of change are already in motion, friends. All right. So in every life, there's going to be rain, right? That's what she's letting us know. And that personal storms will clear away the old. We're just, can picture a bunch of just dust and dirt and all that. And the rain comes and washes it away. Right. So this is about change can sometimes be slow. Change can sometimes be fast. So what would you like to change? That's what we want to ask ourselves. What do we want to change? And if we're not actively changing it, is this what we want? Why aren't we changing it? So to make shift happen, we need to focus on what we do want, and we need to stop giving energy to what's not working. All right. So the biggest thing holding you back, a lot of the time, it's your thoughts. It's your thoughts. It's like it's the limitations you're putting on yourself. Not always, but often. So if you want people to treat you better, and you want life to treat you better, treat yourself better, right? So if you beat yourself up, that's self-harm. You're showing others to do the same. And it's okay. Feel your feelings, she says. She says, honor your journey. Tell yourself the truth and practice self-compassion. Her mantra, her goddess declaration is, I make shift happen. Shift happens. And it's how you deal with it, right? Yeah, that's life. Shift happens, right? But it's how you deal with it, how you come back from that tower, from that storm, how you rebuild after that storm that matters, right? It's not about how many times you get knocked over. It's how many times you get back up, right? That's what counts. All right. Anything else? Not that one. Okay. Let's get the 1111 Oracle cards. Get those going. See what we have for the lovely Libra collective, please. career and money. Any sort of other messages we need to know. If you enjoy this reading, like my vibe, like the style, like the setup, give this video a like, please. Become a member, subscribe, hype the video, leave a little comment. All of that definitely helps, and I would appreciate it. All right, what else do we have? Whoa, all right. So we have, I think, 3 cards out. I'm going to want 4, so here we go. So, prepare the way. So this is about leading by example. It says Christ consciousness, help usher in a new era, and meeting the divine. So prepare the way. 1111. 888 is on that card. That is abundance. That's a sign of abundance and blessings to come. You also have hurry, hurry on this card. And it says, meeting a deadline. So that's come up twice now. Too much waiting, delays, or not missing an opportunity. So you could feel any of this pressure on this card. Some of you, it could be tuning into your energy. All right. And then you also have wish. So 1111. So some of you, maybe you touch the clock or you make a wish when you see 1111. Keep doing that, because it's about believing, right? Daring to dream. Make a wish. Put it out there. Some of you are getting your birthday wish too, even. All right. And then we have spend time outdoors with nature's calling. And it can be about caring for animals, protecting nature, growing something in general, just getting connected with Gaia. And some of you may call upon Oya, depending on your beliefs, right? Or at least thanking her for her message, and maybe helping you get through a storm, as she is the goddess of storms. What else do we have for Libra? Let's use the Fortune Oracle deck. We haven't used this one in a while. Fire, card 10. So let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. Exactly. Whatever is not meant to be here, it's gonna blow away. It's gonna metaphorically burn down, and that way you can have new life again. It's clearing out what doesn't need to be here. There's some stuff that needs to be cleared out. There's new wisdom coming in. I definitely feel that for some of you. You're getting new wisdom. What else? What else do we have? Lovers, card 18. So there are 2 paths ahead, but you need to be true to yourself. For some of you, love could be entering into the mix and getting things confused as far as, or it's affecting money in some way or jobs. And then you have Snake, card 28. So your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. But there is that warning, be careful. But a lot of you, you're shedding old ways. That's what this whole reading is about, it feels like. Anything limiting, you're letting go. You are shedding your old identity. You're shedding old ways, and you're ready to build anew. You're ready to build anew, it looks like. What else do we have? Sun. There you go. So this is opening your heart to the enormous growth ahead. It feels as though new wisdom is going to help you shed old ways. And that leads to 888 abundance, New wisdom, shedding old ways, enter abundance. What else do we have? A few more messages, please, for Libra. Let's use I kind of want to get a little bit of manifestation cards as far as just general little bits of advice. Little advice here. Feels like there's more to something. So detoxify, full moon in Taurus. That makes sense. Detoxify. Some of you need to let go of a person too. I will say that. I feel that. Let's get a card. Let's get another block, because that's on the, okay. So fear of missing out and physical health. So, okay. So the detox could have to do with physical health too, because you have honor your temple here. So living an unhealthy lifestyle could decrease your focus and energy. So, maybe we need to make some healthier choices, right? And then there's some of you might be, fear of missing out, and you're just, you're wishing. They're saying often wishing you're somewhere other than where you are right now could be getting in the way. So it's about not missing the boat. Just because you're seeing others go at their speed or rake in their rewards, it doesn't mean you've missed the boat. That's that whole fear of missing out. It just means it's coming in a different time, in a different form. It's like maybe it's not no, never. It's just not yet, right? What else? I feel a lot of you have big rewards coming in, and unleash your kindest self. I've been feeling that way for a while. We've been getting it in our readings too. There's just this new energy that's here. And what else? Believe in your good luck. Yeah, some of us, again, it has to do with that power of thinking, right? Let's get another surrender card now that we have that message coming back in. So surrender the idea that you can fix someone. We can't fix anyone but ourselves. So some of you are taking on that responsibility, or you've been tricked into believing that it's your job to fix people or to fix their pain. It's not your job. So this is, it's time to fix. Let's see, it says it's time for a relationship to shift. Oh yeah. Again, like I said, I feel like it's a person, and now we get this card. So it doesn't work to try to fix people, right? Each person is accountable for their own healing, for their own shifts, for their own changes. It's just the way it is. You can't be responsible for everybody. On that note, we're getting advice from Spirit here. Overcoming challenges and lighthouse. A triumph will bring great changes. Let yourself be open to victory. You have that 6 of Wands, you have the 4 of Wands. I mean, this is victory energy here. For some of you, yes, you have a debt being paid. This looks really positive. And then you have lighthouse. So you're a light that can't be hidden. So don't try to dim it for anyone. Some of you have been caught up in relationship matters of the heart, or, toxic work environments, right? Things that, letting the opinions of others affect you, or the gossip or the ways of others affect things too much. And that's a challenge we need to overcome. If we're going to have our glow up, we can't have, the little the little background noise affecting us, right? We've got to overcome that. Soar above. And then you have divine intelligence. Oh my gosh. This totally makes me think of 3i Atlas again. Yeah. So to connect with your higher self, first create space to listen. Yeah, let's get, I know it's a money career reading, but this also, because it's connected to our life path and our purpose in general. And I know a lot of us are empaths. I do want to get some empaths empowerment cards, because it's needing to really create space for our own healing and growth. Let yourself receive support. Yeah, it's easier for us to give than to receive. So let others care for you. Get comfortable receiving, not always being the one giving. What else? Meditate on the spaciousness of air. I love that for us. Look, because we are air, right? We're air. So when you're stuck, picture yourself in an open, airy space with room to move and breathe. Let yourself feel free and empowered. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. All right, what else for Libra? Numbers, angel numbers. 88, there you go. Sign of enlightenment. There are those 8s again. Sign of enlightenment. So you've achieved wisdom and find success. Yes, as I said, there's new wisdom coming in to help you shed old baggage, old patterns, old blocks. New wisdom and new rewards, even. New abundance. You've had that in your reading recently too. Big rewards coming in for some of you. Oh, wow. Okay, 7777. That is such a powerful number. So that's definitely a sign you're on the right path, and things are going to manifest quickly. let's get some power animals and we'll close out your reading for Libra. Let's see if there are any other messages here. Oh, maybe future higher self. That might be good too. But let's see what we have for you. Oh, you know what else? You know what we can do? We can do life path number cards. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We have 2 cards out. So, Panda and Tasmanian Devil. So with your positive attitude, you can unlock an inner and outer peaceful sanctuary, Libra. And with Tasmanian Devil, be unapologetic in your authenticity. It will filter out the people who don't want to see you win. And if you are interested in your other signs, check out my other channel, Mantic Mystic. All right, Mantic, M-A-N-T-I-C, Mystic. Here it is, Mantic Mystic. I used to have messages there too, but now it's Mantic Mystic. Okay, anyway, so every couple weeks or every week I do an all signs reading there. Now, so in order to figure out your life path number, we're going to get more personalized messages here. So the life path number calculation, all you're going to do is you're going to add up all the numbers of your birth date. So you're going to reduce every month, day, and year to a single digit. All right? Then you're going to add all 3 numbers and reduce those to a single digit. Okay? So if you were born, though, if you add all your numbers and you get 11, 22, or 33, those are master numbers and you don't reduce them any further. All right, so let's do an example. So if you were born October 19th, 1982, you would add October, which is 10. So 1 and 0 is 1. And then if it's 1982, you add the 1, you add the 9, you add 8, you add 2, and you get 20. And 20 is 2 plus 0, and that's 2. So then you add those up, and you have 4. So your life path number would be 4. All right, so yeah, wait, sorry. So you add the 10, which is 1 for October. 19 reduces to 10 again, which is another 1. So 1 and 1 is 2. Okay, so I kind of described that wrong. But if you're born in October, you're going to start out with the number 1. You're going to add all the digits of your year till you get a single digit. Then you're going to add all the digits of the day you were born. Like if you were born on the 1st, well, that's easy. That's just a 1. If you were born on the 5th, easy. If you're born on the 25th, 25, 2 and 5 is 7. So your day would be 7. You'd add that to your month, which is 10, which is 1. So 1 and 7 is 8. And then if you're born, say, 1982, like I said, 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 2 is 20. But it has to be a single digit. So 2 plus 0 is 2. But again, if you add all your numbers up and you get 11, 22, or 33, those are master numbers and you're not going to reduce them any further. All right? So let's see what we get. Now, if your life path number 1, here's your future higher self message. For 1, oh my goodness, that is hilarious because I already said this, what this whole reading's about. You're shedding energies that no longer match your frequency. That is so true. Yes. Life path number 2. Don't forget to fulfill your needs while helping others. Fulfill your needs as you help others. 3. If all you're doing is waiting for the really big moments, you won't value and appreciate the small ones. 4. Travel as much as you can. This will add dimension to your life. 5. It was a necessary ending so you could pursue the life you're destined to lead. Leave the past behind. 6. I promise you it does get better. Life path 7. A new career path will be highly successful. Trust the magic of newness. Life path 8. Balance all dimensions of your life. 9. New chapters require a new version of you. Life path 11. True love will find you in the end. 22. You will be blessed with more than you could ever imagine. And 33. It's okay not to have all the answers. They'll come to you when you need them. And then I don't know if 44 counts or not, but 44, if you get 44, you get a bonus message, I guess. You're a lot tougher than you think. All right. Let's see. I think those are, because I like 44. So let me just see here. Our master numbers. I'm doing a little quick search. Our master numbers. Okay. What I want to know, what numbers are master numbers? What are master? Okay. What? Master numbers in life path numbers. Okay. Let's see what it says. It just says 11, 22, and 33. Okay. So just wanted to double check on that. All right. So quick little internet search gave us that. So that's what I have for you. I hope that you found the life path numbers helpful and the other stuff helpful. And sorry for the long explanation of the life path number, but it messed something up at first. So I know how to do it, but yeah. So you just add up every single number, every digit in your birthday, like 10, 14, 79. Add up 10, 14, 79. Add those two, get a single digit. Okay? That's it. So you get a single digit, unless it's 11, 22, 33. But anyway, that's what I have for you. Happy birthday, Libras. Thank you so much. Wishing you all the very best. Take care.